guys, theJessVega here. Thanks so much for joining me today. As you can see, we have a special guest, my husband Pedro.
What's up, guys?
Today's video is called Fall in Love. Fall is in the air, the weather's cooler, everyone's kind of thinking about love, wanting someone to snuggle and cuddle with, yeah? And the holidays are coming. We all love love, right?
Yes, we love love.
Let's talk about some of the do's and don'ts of dating, maybe before dating, during dating, even into marriage. Love is a huge thing. We can sometimes even idolize it in our lives. What's been on TV and in the movies, Hollywood has corrupted a little bit, and so we want to talk first about what is love. So how would you define love?
Love, at the end of the day, is a choice.
Absolutely. I think we make the choice to love someone every day. We don't just make that choice once, but we do it over and over and over again in our actions and the way we talk to them, the way we handle situations, the way we defend them, the way we believe in them. I think love is an opportunity. Love is what you make it. It can be the best or it can be the worst. That's all in your hands. What do you think?
Boom. Just drop it out there. I wasn't even ready for all that. You know, my dad has a quote that I think is amazing, but he says, you know, with love, you can only do 100% of your 50%.
Yeah.
It means all you can do is your best, whether that's in dating or marriage. All I can do is 100% of the 50% that I've been given, and I have to trust that that other person's gonna do their best. And that's not even just with relationships of dating and marriage. Like, that's even in friendships. That's even with family. Sometimes we fall short, but just giving 100% of your 50% is key to healthy relationships.
I've also heard the analogy of a love tank being like a bank account, that if both people are constantly making deposits, then that bank account's gonna be full. It's gonna have a lot to draw from. But if both people are constantly withdrawing, then you're gonna end up bankrupt, you know? And you don't want that. So you want to constantly be putting in and making deposits into that relationship so that when the other person needs to take from it, there is enough there in that account, so to speak.
That's really good.
Another thing about love is that although we don't want to keep records of wrongs, that we do want to keep records of right. I make it my personal mission every day to try to remember and really dwell on the good things that he does for me and to appreciate those, to celebrate those good things. And although we're not competing in a derogatory way, but to compete against each other to love each other better.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to outdo him in love and I'm trying to be more thoughtful or more kind and he's doing the same for me, then we're just never going to be disappointed, I feel like.
Totally.
So let's talk about those early stages. What should we be striving for in looking for someone?
I think you have to look for somebody who you fit with, that in conversation, in the way that you love people, your life mission, like why are we here on planet Earth? And I think that's bigger than just, we think compatibility, we often think physical, you know, what they look like. But I think we need to be looking for somebody who fits with us in our life. The easiest way to say it would be like, if you're looking for a 10, which I think we're all looking for a 10, we wouldn't say we're looking for a 3. Like, we're all looking for a 10. So if you're looking for a 10, make sure you're living like a 10.
Yeah.
You kind of live up to that, and that doesn't mean faking it. I think that being who you really are helps you identify who you're really looking for at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think we attract the same type of people that we are.
Yes.
So focus on yourself. Make sure you are who you want to be so that you can attract the right kind of person that you want to be with. That's great. Great advice. There are some warning signs prior to dating someone that you can see, like what the people around them think of that person. If they have a good reputation, a bad reputation, those are all good things to keep in mind. If we find someone and we're like, okay, I feel like they believe a lot of the same things that I do, they are about a lot of the same things I'm about, what steps can we take?
I do think they're different. One of women's like primary skills, I feel like, you're just great at conversation and involvement and making people feel comfortable. I think using that in relationships is crucial. And I think if you're a guy, I really believe that guys should be pursuers, you know? Guys who are willing to go after girls they're interested in and do it in appropriate, respectful ways, not just being like, yo, I want to holla at you, girl, but actually being like, hey, I'd love to take you to a cup of coffee. I think at the end of the day, you have to know, like, first of all, as a woman, like, you're worthy to be pursued, you know? And if a guy isn't willing to pursue, it doesn't mean he's not interested. Sometimes as guys, we don't know how to express, I want your number, without it coming off as like way too forward, you know?
Yeah.
I think you have to let things happen sometimes. I think love isn't a formula. It takes time. And if you're a woman watching this, like, be sure and confident in who you are. And if you're doing your best to have conversations, you have to leave some of that into his hands. You know, you don't want to be point guard as a woman of the relationship. I think sometimes just giving the guy some time to do that is healthy, and just knowing who you are, knowing that you are worthy of the pursuit.
It's hard. Really trusting that if this is what's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. And if it's not, then it's not, you know? But also just kind of knowing and having that balance of initiating conversation, giving them the opportunity where maybe they were intimidated.
Yeah.
So, if you have started a relationship and now you're going, okay, I don't know what to do next, what parameters to set up, how quickly things should be progressing, what do you say about that?
I think every relationship's different. I think you have to think of a relationship like a fire. You know, over time, you want to add wood to the fire. It takes time to burn strong. It takes time to burn healthy. And you got to put some bricks around that to keep it safe so it doesn't go uncontrollably insane and go places you don't want it to go overnight, you know? And that's just real talk, you know? And really good relationships often take a long time. And don't let that scare you and be like, oh, I'm already 30. Oh, I don't want to be married when I'm 50. Like, I want to get married soon. Every timeline's different.
One of the major things we did that really helped us is that we communicated from the beginning, like, hey, we're in this for the long haul. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So let's just take things slow. And you'd be surprised, even when you say, hey, we're gonna take things slow, if it's the right relationship, it will naturally progress, and you know, marriage will be talked about sooner than you thought. We're in a fast-paced world and environment, and that's kind of counter-cultural to what we're used to now, but it really is so important. Now, like, let's talk about taking it to that next step. How do you know that that person maybe is somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with?
Yeah, I think you're looking for someone that adds value, you know, and if you know that that person adds inherent and really important value to your life, that's a big indicator that this could be that person. But if we just cut it down to what it really is, I think what you're asking is, do I really believe that this person makes me a better person and pushes me to the things that we mutually both believe are important about life? And if that's the case, I would say, yeah, there's a pretty good chance that this person could be the one for you.
Having conversations that matter about what you want in life. Don't be afraid to have conversations about kids and about family and about what you want to do with your life, because those aren't putting the pressure on and those aren't making things weird. You would have those conversations in a normal friendship.
Totally.
Looking at what is of value to that person, what they treasure most, and seeing if those are the same things that you treasure most, because ultimately in life, that is what you do. You share your life, you share your time forever as you're moving forward. Looking at their life and going, hey, they have momentum. I like the movement of their life. Seeing someone who's already in motion, coming together can be powerful and epic. You don't want to join forces with someone who you're gonna drag along. You don't want to hold each other back. You really want to propel each other. Making sure that you're both going, I want to live big in these ways. I want my life to matter as a joined force. That could be killing.
Yes, absolutely. That's the most exciting part about love for me, is that when we got married, it was like there was a whole future ahead of us of people we could influence, of people that would influence us, of love that we could stir up, of it's exciting. Like, this is an amazing thing. Love is not to be taken lightly. This is a raging fire of awesomeness.
So in closing, what last advice would you give to anyone? Yeah,
I think love is worth it. It's easy to look at love and be like, man, this is complicated. Like, this is hard. This is mechanical. It's structural. I don't get it. It's stressful, but it's so worth it. We have to be willing to invest in the conversations, in the relationship. We say, hey, I'm gonna fight for it even when it's hard, and trust that the outcomes will be far worth all the obstacles along the way.
Take some healthy, calculated risks.
You
know, it is a little risky falling in love. Even the word fall, like
trust
that's falls. That's what I think of. You know, no one wants to fall and hurt themselves, and there is always the risk of being hurt. Have people around you to support you, to make sure that you're balancing your time as you're falling in love, that you're not going overboard and losing who you are, but keeping you grounded.
Our pastor says, you know, you stay surrounded, you stay grounded. So keep people in your life that keep you safe, that keep you healthy, that can guide you through some of the hard thought processes. And I think not overthinking all of it too, you know, there's a lot of details about relationships that we all like have elements that we just overthink and overcomplicate more than anything.
In our community at City Church LA and our pastor Judah Smith, what we all really believe in is believing the best in each other, and I think that that goes a long way. Trusting in who they are and believing in who they are, even when you see their worst. Really believing like, hey, they're for me. Going, I want to believe the best in them like I want them to believe in me.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. We're still learning. Love is a journey, and it's a never-ending learning process. So maybe you've got some advice for us. We'd love to hear it.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, she's amazing. Keep watching her stuff because it's amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yes, I'll say that after I am. Until I see you next week, I hope you have the best days yet. Bye.
It was amazing.